Good evening. Thank you all for being here today. I'm not a really good off the head type of person, so I typed something up to share. First, I want to introduce myself. I'm Lachey Wagner. I am our intern program manager slash case manager. We have this fellow here, Braxton Dennis, who is our tech fellow. And then in the back, we have Don Shay Somborn, who is our trainer. Thank you all for taking the time to come out and be here with us today. Your presence means so much to us, not only just for our team, but for the interns you all came here to support for today. Today, you'll have the opportunity to hear directly from our interns as they share their dream speeches. Each speech reflects their journey, their growth, and their goals that they are striving toward. These moments are powerful, and we're excited for you all to experience them and be a part of their dream speeches today. First, before we go into what their awards be, each intern has a one word that kind of represents where they currently are in their journey. So I'll say their one word before introducing what their award that they'll be receiving tonight. So to start us off, we have Mr. Lonzel Bailey. His one word is leadership, and he is receiving the Nobel Peace Prize. Lonzel. You're welcome.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How y'all doing today?
Good.
Y'all all look lovely. I stand here today to receive this Nobel Peace Prize for outstanding work. And it doesn't really feel like the finish line. It feels like a reflection point. Throughout this journey, it's been ups, downs, even kill. What I set out to do, it wasn't simple. What I set out to do was to make things fair, was to bring the young, the old, the rich, the poor, in every race together. This happened in many different ways. There was 4 phases. Phase 1, the people resisted. They resisted because they didn't trust the system. Understanding why they didn't trust the system is because I pushed on them. But through that, I had to learn and understand that I had to gain their trust, not by pushing, but by letting go. Phase 2, there was tension. See, those of the majority didn't understand that this wasn't just to even the playing field, but to make it fair for everyone. So certain people felt like, nah, maybe that isn't for me. Or he's taken out of my mouth to feed others. But that wasn't what I was aiming for. In phase 3, I had to get the minorities to understand that this system can be trusted by you as well. Not only can it be trusted by you, but you have to also put this trust within yourself. I didn't start here. I started on a journey in icstars. It took me places that I never thought I would go. I started at IT help desk, worked there, and I had to take that step back after leaving the leadership role that I was already comfortable in. From there, in IT help desk, I had to start building solutions for myself, and that made me start thinking, if I can help myself with these systems, maybe I can help others. So I started working, and I came up with systems like Lead, LilyCore, different AI systems to get people to be able to build their own things. And this is what we have here now. I didn't do this alone. I would like to thank my mother, my father, my brother, sister, and my 4 children. They're beautiful souls that always kept me grounded. But this isn't just a resting place for me. I get to chill and relax. But this is for the generation that comes after me. Don't just sit there and let it happen to you. Build and create to make your lives better. Build and create to make other lives better. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Lonzel. Up next, we have Robin Gimmery. His word is more of a feeling. His one word was and he is receiving the Visionary Award.
The Lonzel was very good. Okay, it's not gonna be like that with me. So thank you very much for this visionary award. I'm thrilled to have done work for SpaceX AI team. After high school, I served in the U.S. Army. After the Army, I was working in the logistics and came to own a convenience store. I did this for several years and decided to pursue my college in education in computer science. As I was researching my option and looking for a scholarship, I came upon icStar. What I noticed about myself was that I wanted to take all of the college classes at once, and I knew I could not. I decided that icStar gave me some of the training I needed faster earlier. So I applied and began the program in 2026. While at icStar, the biggest lesson I learned was networking and how to leverage lessons from people I met. I also learned so much about leadership. This even applied to my work at logistic freight broker. I am a better communicator because of my time here, and Jill inspired me to work hard enough to retire early. After leaving IC Star in 2026, my journey wasn't smooth. I still remember clearly the moment that everything changed for me. I was in IC Star debugging a small machine learning project when my tech instructor Danse came to me and said, "Robin, you don't just solve problems, you see systems." That was the first time I truly believed I could do something big. When I commenced from IC Star, I continued my education and earned degree in computer programming and master's in aerospace engineering. I I earned the degree while working. My professional role, working at an entry level job during the day and studying neural network at night. When I began to work with SpaceX as a junior AI researcher, I had to earn my spot. I had to get security clearances, which took 2 years, going through systemic process, personal conduct, and a whole lot of investigation. Now I am a senior dev where I work straight from space. Our team worked very hard. We also pulled some all-nighter making sure all agents were aligned. We made sure to eliminate the issue before it even arrived. Next issue was we had our AI hallucinate, but we made sure to take care of that as well. I learned that hard work pays off and makes the world a better place for everyone. I would like to thank my parents for believing in me, Dancy for guiding me, and you all for the unconditional support. My future plan is to make sure our kids' futures are protected. AI is helping them grow and be a better person. I hope to work on our upcoming Mars project and continue my work here at SpaceX. I'll leave you tonight with the quote from Elon Musk: AI will be the best or worst thing ever for humanity, and my job is to make sure it's the best thing that happened. Thank you.
All right. Up next, we have Jason Craddock. His one word is inspire. He is receiving the Humanitarian Leaders in Tech Award. Come on up, Jason.
Wow. I have to be honest, I never imagined I'd be standing here tonight receiving the Humanitarian Leaders in Tech Award. I'm surprised, humbled, and overwhelmed all at once. This recognition means more to me than I can express. Not just because of what it represents, but because it reflects the support, guidance, and belief of every single person who helped me reach this moment. For the past 25 years, my mission has been simple: use whatever skills I have to make the world a better place. I've dedicated my career in investing in my community, to supporting those who have been forgotten, overlooked, and denied opportunities. Through technology, networking, and a deep desire to serve, I've launched foundations to combat homelessness, hunger, degenerative diseases, and so much more. Every initiative has been driven by the belief that everyone deserves a chance to thrive. Where I grew up, life expectancy was low, and the odds of building a future were even lower. Seeing that reality forced me to question everything around me. It showed me how unfair the world can be, and it lit a fire in me to break that cycle. I started volunteering, started speaking up. Over time, I became an advocate, a voice for those who had been unheard for far too long. My mission has been long, but I didn't walk it alone. I would not be standing here today without icstars. The staff were here to first nurture my curiosity in tech. They helped me grow not only as a professional and a coder, but as a person. They helped me see the bigger picture, the possibilities life had to offer, and the responsibilities that come with those possibilities. After graduating icstars, I began my career at an IT help desk, spending 3 years absorbing everything I could. That experience allowed me to complete my cybersecurity certification, which opened the door to a major cybersecurity firm. 5 years later, I found myself achieving my lifelong goal: working for the NSA. Those years gave me the skills, the resources, and the perspective I needed to give back to the community that raised me, the community that shaped the man standing before you today. And even with all that I've accomplished, the work is far from done. I'm far from done. I'm currently planning on opening a community center and a school that will spark the curiosity and nurture talent and provide the same opportunities that were once given to me. My hope is to help others build new careers, new futures, and new lives. Before I close, I want to take a moment to thank my brother and my daughter. They both believed in me when many others didn't. Sorry. As we found success in my own life, he never stopped pushing me, and his belief helped me carry through some of the hardest moments, and I'm forever grateful. Thank you again for this incredible honor. I accept it not only as a symbol of what I've done, but a reminder of the work still ahead and the community that continues to inspire me every day. Thank you.
All right. Up next, we have Rachel Jones. Her one word is advocate, receiving the Advocate of the Year award. Rachel.
Thank you all very much. Standing here tonight, accepting the Advocate of the Year award, it honors the truth that we are not defined by what breaks us, but by what we do, what we choose to do after. I can't help but to think back to the moment my life fell apart about 25 years ago. Everything I thought was stable, everything I thought defined me, collapsed all at once. My personal life imploded so completely that I didn't recognize myself in the mirror. I remember waking up some mornings wondering, how was I going to rebuild anything from the pile of ashes that I stood in? In those early years, I learned what resilience really feels like. Not the pretty version people post online, but the quiet, gritty kind that shows up when no one else is watching. I began to rebuild piece by piece, day by day, with no roadmap, except for the belief that I deserved a life that felt whole again. This wasn't the end, but the beginning of everything. As I rebuilt myself, something unexpected happened. I started noticing others who were standing in their own ashes, trying to figure out how to rise again. People often ask me how I went from icstars in 2026 to building the Phoenix. The truth is, that program didn't just teach me technology, it taught me about possibilities. It taught me how to lead, how to truly listen, how to collaborate, how to build something from nothing, and how to see potential where other people saw problems. After graduating icstars, I stepped into my first role as a shelter advocate. It wasn't glamorous, but it was foundational. I learned how organizations functioned, how systems connect, and how people thrive or struggle within those systems. I worked my way up, earning trust and building relationships. After several years, I transitioned to operations manager role. That was the turning point. I was suddenly in a space where business and community impact met. I saw firsthand how resources could be mobilized, how partnerships could be formed, and how real change could be engineered when people align around a mission. Those small moments grew into something bigger. I began volunteering, mentoring, and showing up where people were trying to rebuild their lives. I saw women rediscover their voices. I saw men reclaim their confidence, and young people find direction after chaos. And every time someone rose, I felt that spark inside me grow stronger. At first, it was just conversations, a friend going through a breakup, a neighbor navigating a loss. But when that woman whispered to me that she didn't know how to start over, I didn't have all the answers, but I had lived through the fire myself. And sometimes that was enough to help someone else find their footing. Not just one moment of inspiration, but a series of steps that believing that my lived experience was not a liability, but an asset. Eventually, that spark became a mission, and that's where the Phoenix was born. The Phoenix didn't appear overnight. It was built the same way I rebuilt myself, slowly, deliberately, and with purpose. We created a resource hub. It became a simple idea, a place where anyone, no matter their story, could find their support, tools, and community. A place rooted in authenticity, resilience, and strength. A place where no one had to rise alone. We were here to help you rebuild. Over the years, that small hub grew into a network. Then it became a movement, a lifeline for thousands of people who needed someone to believe in them. We built a network of people committed to innovation with purpose. We offered mentorship, crisis navigation, financial literacy, emotional support, job readiness, and above all, human connection. And tonight, as I stand here receiving this award, I want to make something very clear. This honor is not mine alone. It belongs to all of you who show up with open hearts, who gave without hesitation, who created a judgment-free space that made healing and growth possible, who believed in the power of second chances. It belongs to every soul who chose to rise, even when rising felt impossible. And before I close, I want to acknowledge the amazing people who I brought with me here tonight. You all are my rock, Grandma, Mom, Phoenix, Levi. You've always shown up for me in the moments that the weight of the world felt too heavy to carry alone. You all reminded me of my strength when I forgot I had any. I want to thank you all for your unwavering support through it all. Your honesty, even when it hurt, your encouragement, and your belief in me long before any of this existed. Your presence in my life is one of the reasons that I am still able to stand here in front of you all today. So thank you all. And my amazing children, of course, for always having my 6, 7. If there's one message I want to leave you here, if there is one message I want to leave you with tonight, it's this: rebuilding is not a sign of failure. Rebuilding is a sign of power, a declaration that your story is not over. To anyone listening who feels their life is in pieces right now, I want you to know that you are not alone, and that you are not done. There's strength in you that you haven't even met yet. There's a future waiting for you that you can't see, but it's there. And when you're ready, we will be here for you. Thank you for believing in the mission and the work. Thank you, everyone who gives their time. I appreciate you. Thank you again for this incredible honor. Remember, when we lift others, we all rise.
All right. Next up, we have JC Gibbs. His one word is adapt, receiving the Cybersecurity Fellow of the Year award.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for this incredible honor of being named Cybersecurity Fellow of the Year. Standing here today is truly a dream come true, one that seemed impossible just a few years ago. How did I earn this? Through perseverance, continuous learning, and refusing to let my circumstances define my future. But let me be clear, this award represents more than technical skills. It represents survival, transformation, and hope. 25 years ago, I was homeless, living in a safe house as a victim of domestic violence. During that dark time, I couldn't imagine a future like this. Depression and anxiety consumed me. I worried constantly about where I was headed and whether I amount to anything. Before homelessness, for years, I served my community as a paramedic until COVID changed things. Getting sick triggered my lupus so severely that I became disabled and could no longer perform the job that I loved. Once again, I found myself wondering, what now? The obstacles I've overcome are not just professional, they are deeply personal. In 2024, I faced eviction through a domestic violence situation. From March 2024 to June 25, I was homeless, living on the streets with no family support. I truly felt hopeless. The anxiety and depression returned with vengeance, and I questioned whether I had the strength to even continue. But in June 2025, something changed. I found safety again. A domestic violence shelter gave me more than just a roof over my head. It gave me a space to heal, to think, and to plan. With therapy and a safe environment, I could finally breathe again. I decided to look for a new career path in technology to restart my life. That's when I discovered icstars. I researched the program and instantly applied. I had no idea what was in store for me. The life skills I developed through icstars transformed me. They didn't just teach me technology, they taught me how to be a leader, how to solve complex problems, and how to adapt when things don't go as planned, how to think critically under pressure. These skills, combined with my applied business and technology degree path from K-State, became my new foundation. My career path since icstars has truly been remarkable. I started as a help desk support consultant, learning the fundamentals and putting customers first. I advanced to become a data center technician, understanding the infrastructure that powers everything. I then went on to become a cloud security analyst and SOC analyst, protecting systems and responding to threats. I stepped into the role of AI security engineer, working at the intersection of artificial intelligence and security. I grew into an AI cloud security architect, designing secure, scalable solutions, and now I serve as Chief Information Security Officer, leading teams and shaping security strategy. Each step built on the last, each challenge made me stronger. When I think about who I am, who when I think about who I have to thank, I have to start with IC Stars. This program didn't just give me technical training. The staff, Don Shay, Lachey, Braxton, all of you guys believed in me when I struggled to believe in myself. The staff saw potential where others saw obstacles. They taught me that my past doesn't determine my future. I am also I also have to have gratitude for K State for providing the academic foundation and flexibility I needed while navigating homelessness and health challenges. Blue Symphony, where I spent where a 15-month internship introduced me to the world of tech. My therapist, Marquita, helped me to manage my mental health and gave me the tools to cope with trauma. and Our Spot KC, the owner, Starzette Palmer, for giving me a safe place to live and heal during the hardest times of my life. And to every survivor of domestic violence who supported me along the way, we understand each other in ways others cannot. Your strength gave me strength. I'm not stopping here. I plan to continue advancing in cybersecurity and cloud computing, specializing in AI security. But more importantly, I want to give back. I want to mentor others who are where I was, people who think that their circumstances disqualify them from success. I want to show them that your zip code, your past, or your traumas, those do not have to define your ceiling. In the near future, when I start my own firm, I will create a scholarship fund for those experiencing homelessness and other victims of domestic violence. This scholarship will provide funding for those with a history of homelessness and domestic violence to pursue education in cybersecurity, cloud computing, or AI automation. To everyone in this room, especially those who may be suffering, your current situation is not your final destination. I was homeless. I'm disabled. I was battling with mental health challenges and escaping a violent situation. And tonight I stand here as cybersecurity fellow of the year. If I can do this, you can too. One of my favorite quotes is from Maya Angelou. We may encounter many defeats, but we must not be defeated. I've encountered more defeats than I can count, but I refuse to be defeated. My call to action is this. If you know someone who is struggling, whether it's homelessness, domestic violence, career uncertainty, or mental health challenges, be the person who believes. Be the person who believes in them. Sometimes that belief makes the difference for them, either giving up or breaking through. And if you're that person who's struggling right now, keep going. Your breakthrough is coming. Thank you again for this honor.
All right. Up next, we have Fred Wiley. His one word is world, receiving the National Association for Music Association Award.
So, what do we dream for? Or more importantly, what am I dreaming for? For me, the answer has always been music. And this award from the National Association for Music Education means so much to me because music has always been my passion. Music has always been my escape, whether it was rock bands, rap artists, techno, or fusion. Every genre gave me something different, something real. It kept me grounded, helped me process life, and reminded me of who I was when things felt uncertain. Music wasn't just something I listened to, it became part of my purpose. Back in 2026, a friend introduced me to icstars at the time. I didn't fully realize how much that decision would shape my future. Through the program's project experience, I discovered not only my passion for technology, but my deeper purpose to inspire others and create spaces where people feel seen, heard, and valued. To earn this award, I combined my love for music with my technical skills after completing icstars. I became a web developer and built my own music blog and streaming platform. This platform was designed to highlight emerging artists and give creators a place to share their voices. At the same time, I stayed connected to my roots by volunteering with local school bands and supporting youth music programs. I also began developing my own digital audio workstation, giving artists tools to create, produce, and express themselves freely. After icstars, I began a company in web development. In my years there, I sharpened my coding skills and my teamwork skills. After about 5 years, I went on my own as an independent web developer. I continued to grow my technical skills while staying committed to my mission of community impact. I use every opportunity to bridge technology and creativity, building platforms, supporting artists, and mentoring others who are trying to find their path. As of 2051, I am now in charge of a well-known music blog and streaming platform that focuses on bringing new creatives to the forefront. Through this platform, I not only showcase talent, but also inspire young people to embrace who they are. In addition, I continue to volunteer and donate to local school bands, ensuring that the next generation has access to the same opportunities that helped shape me. What draws me is simple. I want people to know that they are enough. I want them to understand that they are not their circumstances and they are never stuck in a box. Be unique. Wear that funny colored t-shirt, sing the weird song, take a chance on an idea that seems ridiculous, because that is where change begins. As I accept this award, I want to express my deepest gratitude to everyone who helped me, to my friend Meshach, to my family. Thank you for pushing me to grow and believe in myself and the communities of young people I work with. I will never forget my purpose to make a difference. Technology and music may seem like different worlds, but I learned that any field can be used to create impact. There is a way to align your work with your mission. So I ask again, what are you dreaming for? Whatever it is, chase it, shoot for the stars, shoot for the moons, and most importantly, do not lose your humanity.
All right. Up next, we have Ariel Moon. Her one word is continue, receiving the National Book Critics Circle Award.
All right. Thank you so much for the National Book Critics Circle Award in fiction. I believed that I earned this award by leveraging my time management skills to balance my attentions to the most important things in my life. First, to my family. I had never wanted to entertain the thought of missing the chance to see their growth, so I made sure to place them in the highest of my priorities. Second, to my primary career. If I can say anything, I can say that I had worked to find satisfaction all along the way of my professional journey. Third, and finally, to myself a bit. To have the honor of receiving this prestigious award as a result of my ability to set aside the time necessary to cultivate and share a story truly written with love and motivated by passion, an idea that is nearly impossible to fathom, and a dream to realize. How lovely is it to live in a world where stories can be so widely shared? Thank you for having taken the time to receive mine as warmly as you have. While it had certainly been a challenge to navigate the differing weight of my shifting responsibilities over the years, finding my footing to become the person that I am today, it was all worth it to find a sense of balance. Grappling with the distribution of time is not a unique obstacle, but that it is a relatable one is relieving in its inherent solidarity. My sense of focus had been honed through trial and error, and my resolve to accept nothing less from myself than the kind of dedication that would enrich the lives of the people around me has rewarded me tenfold in ways that I cannot fully articulate. But I wouldn't be a writer if I did not say that I am gratefully up to facing that particular challenge to overcome it one day. My early career path was in administration and receptionist roles. I had a string of positions that had instilled in me the patience of customer care, and those roles gave me the opportunity to gauge a fraction of the sheer range of people that exist in the world. I saw it as an opportunity to exercise fascination and gain inspiration. At that time, I had believed that I would stay in this realm for as long as the option was available to me. Life had found a way to prove me wrong. Back in 2026, I spontaneously joined a 14-week nonprofit-run program, icstars. The path I would follow upon its end hadn't been clear, but it had been new and exciting. It was exactly the kind of inspiration that I needed at the time to drive a motivated job hunt. Eventually, I joined a wonderful team of people that helped with the coordination of project management, moved up in the company, and eventually had the opportunity to oversee a team of my own. It was endlessly rewarding to be afforded the chance to grow and dedicate myself towards a job that I could find satisfaction in. From there, to find the pieces falling into place and to navigate the balance of my hobbies to my family and to be given the grace and support of my family on top of that, it is a dream to live through and a wonderful gift I have and will always strive to cherish and repay in kind. Through the anxiety of rejections and celebrations of the success of multiple books, neither have ever shaken the love that they have filled my heart with. and it is something that helps me face daily adventures with steady resolve and a peaceful mind. There are many people in my life that I would like to thank, someone that could make it. Thank you, Madison. And some that couldn't, that still deserve to know that they have made a difference in my life. I will never be able to give thanks enough for that. You gave me inspiration to move forward, to move to Kansas, and to change my life, helping me to understand that it could be changed at all. Thank you for being the people that I could trust, that I could tether myself to, that have always shared the effort of being connected, and who understood the weight of staying. It is not always a physical thing, not with the paths that our lives have taken, but it is no less important. It never has been and never will be anything but special. You have given me courage in my freedom, taught me that life happens when you make it happen, that there was always room for fun. Thank you. Now, I also want to take the time to thank my sister, MJ, for being someone who I've always thought as someone who is so much cooler than me, than I ever was when I was her age. For being someone who is so unapologetically herself, never showing herself as anything less than ready to face the world, even coupled with minor nerves along the way. Someone who has so much to live for and so many aspirations, and somehow she's made the time to make me feel like I am one of the people that she looks up to and trusts. That I am someone that she can consult and share parts of herself and her life with, because she knows that I will hold these parts and keep her safe to the best of my ability. That I will love her and that will never change. I do not take that lightly, and I am honored to be loved by a little sister like her. Ultimately, I plan to never stop refining and redefining what it means to grow forward. My childhood was a series of events where I was moved from place to place, and I learned the value of growing to fit into the spaces I had not chosen for myself, a skill I have carried with me and will continue to carry with me for the rest of my life. And now I am in a place where growing lacks the necessity that it once held, and I'm eager to continue to grow on my own terms, in my own time. I have lived and will live to the best of my ability in a way that I believe that Lin-Manuel Miranda had put in such a distinct and poignant way. Imagine how you want to feel at the end of the day. Start working towards that now. The journey of grappling with the weight of want begins with the weightless freedom of imagination and ends with the reward of action. What do you want? You deserve to be rewarded for it. Thank you.
All right. Up next, we have Meshach Norris. His one word is ascend, receiving the Tech Creator of the Year award.
All right. Well, first, I'd like to thank my father as well as my family and friends for this Tech Creator of the Year award. Couldn't have done it without you all. I didn't come from a tech background or a family that was really even into computers. Even considering this, I still found myself interested in the tech that I was around. There was no one to teach me about these things. So me tinkering and breaking things down, it still flamed on my interests, and I kept it throughout my later years. Um, in fifth grade, without being into the tech field any or having any like uh, teacher or anything like that, I found myself earning the Presidential Education Award. No. The Presidential Academic Award from President Obama. Um, I was awarded the Gold Star Award, and this award was unexpected because yeah, I didn't know it was something to be going for. It also was a great moment because my mother, who passed later, a year or so later after that, she was able to see me get that award when there was no prior um, growth to it or even any prerequisite for me to know. I walked in the building and they called my name and I was I was just as surprised as anyone else there. So, um, but after that, I moved in with my father, and I was able to get access to the internet and finally lock in with the tech that I did, with the interest in tech that I did have, well, still do have. By high school, I was able to gain hands-on training with repairing my own devices, which then led to fixing devices for other people as a side hustle. By my senior year, quarantine year, you know, it added more stress to my studies, but it also gave me more time to hone my device repair skills as well as my just expertise in tech things. Upon graduating, I worked a few jobs that felt that they were dead end. They still gave me like customer experience, but they weren't really things in the tech world um, that I wanted to pursue. This did pay the bills until the end of 2025 when I decided to join icstars. I joined icstars in January of 2026, which led to me learning how to interact within professional environments as well as with tech professionals. I made a plan and stuck to it, which involves starting a YouTube channel and uploading regularly. The focus of the YouTube channel was tech review as well as tech repair. I built a presence through this platform, and through this, I landed sponsorships and networking opportunities. Um, from building this channel from 2026 until 2046, I met leaders in the tech world who became mentors for me. Now in 2051, this work has blossomed into a YouTube channel with 8 million subscribers, as well as a tech Discord with 950,000 and counting Discord members. Um, I built this channel from 2020. Oh, no, sorry. This has elevated the world of tech around me, as well as the communities and companies I am associated with. I also believe this this will assist more people after my retirement. People will be able to understand their own technology, tools, and how to problem solve those same devices on their own. I want to give special thanks to my father for helping me build the work ethic and discipline to achieve this goal. I also have to thank Icy Stars for assisting me in visualizing this dream. Icy Stars was a significant stepping stone in this process. Currently, my plan is to develop a school to teach tech repair skills for students of all ages. This will make the tech path more accessible and community based while benefiting the user. Uh, this award may be to acknowledge past works, but I want the future works to speak for why I received it. If you have a dream that you want to achieve and you do achieve it, it's your job to become that bridge to the dream for someone else. Thank you.
All right, next we have Rebecca Dean. Her one word is growth, receiving the Cybersecurity Award.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. When I went into cybersecurity, I never imagined standing here receiving an award like this. When I chose this path, I was thinking about two things: my family and how I can make a meaningful impact and do right by humanity. I've always wanted to help people, I just didn't know how. Today, I can finally say I figured out my purpose. My story starts with a girl on a journey to find her place in technology. When she was little, she always wanted to follow in her father's footsteps. She struggled with many obstacles, starting with a learning disability and the challenges of finding the right education. But she was determined to be someone. She traveled many different paths. With a deep dive for learning and pure determination, she earned her GED. During that same time, her father passed away. She grieved, she struggled. For the first time, she had to figure out how to pay bills, how to file taxes, hold her life together, and all on her own. Adulthood arrived fast and without a guidebook. It changed her perspective on everything. She took a job as a dishwasher. She poured her soul into it because that's who she is. Someone who gives everything to whatever is in front of her, but deep down, she couldn't shake the feeling that she was meant for more, that she was capable of more, that she was wasting her potential. When her sister found out she was pregnant, something clicked. She couldn't just survive anymore. She had to find a way to truly show up. When my sister went into labor, I couldn't be there. I was at work. I missed the birth of my niece because my bosses would not let me take time off. And that moment broke something inside me. Standing on the outside of one of the most important moments of my family's life, I made a promise to myself, never again. That was the moment I stopped waiting and started manifesting something better. I didn't just want a new job, I wanted a new life. I was going to find it. One night after work, I was sitting on the couch and said to myself, I am changing my life. Today, my sister mentioned she wasn't feeling well, and I was going to take a nap, and she was going to take a nap with the baby. She fell asleep while I sat there searching for internships in technology. Within 20 minutes, I was on the phone with a recruiter from icstars. Within 10 more minutes, I'd officially started the process. And that is the exact moment I screamed, Rachel, I'm changing my life. And she yelled back at me to shut up because she was sleeping to take the baby. That day, I learned 3 things. 1, how to write code with a newborn in the room. 2, never wake up a postpartum mother and her sleeping baby. 3, your life can change in a single moment if you take action. My first day at icstars, I was terrified. For most of my life, I had played it safe, avoiding elevators, avoiding the city, avoiding rooms full of strangers. Fear had become my comfort zone, and comfort zones don't build futures. But something in me refused to turn back. I made a decision that day. I was going to feel the fear and do it anyway. I adopted a mindset of growth because in order to rise, you have to be willing to be uncomfortable. Every single week, I pushed myself on purpose. I walked into doors that scared me. I raised my hand when I wasn't sure. I stayed when everything in me wanted to run. And slowly, steadily, the pieces began to come together and the person I was meant to be began to emerge. Someone can tell you anything about technology, but you won't understand it until you dive in head first, hit the wall, and break through it, because that's when everything starts to make sense. icstars changed me from that point on. I knew that anything in technology I touched, I would absolutely love. There's something that happens when you dive deep, when you stop skimming the surface and you really go in. You start discovering things you never expected. You start connecting dots you didn't even know existed. The more you do, the more pieces fit into place, because technology is a puzzle. And the big picture only reveals itself when you keep going. When you get stuck, you will get stuck. That is not the moment to stop. That is the moment to pick up the mallet and break through the wall. Because on the other side of the wall is not just an answer. It is a version of you that is more confident, more capable, and more motivated than ever before. Every breakthrough builds the next one. Every wall you break through makes you stronger for the next one. This is the beauty of the field. It never stops teaching you, and you never stop growing. icstars also taught me leadership, how to hold yourself in a room, how to speak up, how to collaborate, and how to prioritize. Leadership isn't always about being the loudest in the room. It's about getting everyone aligned. It's about giving people structure, and it's about making sure every person has clear deliverables. It's also about creating space for every voice to be heard. The Cybersecurity Against Fraud Award is an honor I do not take lightly. There were many moments I could have given up, moments where the road felt too long, the obstacles felt too big. But I kept going. Every early morning, every late night, every sacrifice was leading me here. Since graduating icstars, I landed my first role as a help desk agent. From there, I moved into the entry-level cybersecurity position. But everything icstars taught me into place and truly grew my technical skills. I kept pushing, kept climbing, and today I am proud to say I work as a senior analyst at the NSA. Each step on that ladder challenged me in ways I never expected and reminded me that every obstacle I overcame was preparing me for exactly where I'm standing right now. I want to take a moment to thank the people who made this possible. To my sister Rachel, you're more than my sister, you're my rock. You've seen me at my lowest, and you've never let me give up. When I lost our father, you grieved with me. You still pushed me forward. When you found out you were pregnant, instead of being the reason for me to slow down, it became the very reason I sped up. You showed up for me every single day, literally at 7 a.m., baby in tow, to make sure I got to icstars. You sat with me, told me it was okay that I didn't know anything going in, because at icstars, I was clay, waiting to be molded. All I had to do was keep at it, and I would become something unique. become something unique. That kind of love doesn't come around often. I would not be standing here without you. To my brother Casey, every single day you waited in the car for hours just to pick me up from icstars. You never complained. You never made me feel like a burden. You supported me financially so I could focus on changing my life, and that sacrifice did not go unnoticed. You gave me stability I needed to keep going when I had nothing else to stand on. Thank you for your quiet, steady, genuine support. And to my baby niece Colette, when you were born, you became the center of everything I do. When I needed a reason to get out of bed, you gave me one. When I wanted to watch a movie or curl up with a book instead of pushing forward, you gave me discipline. When I was scared, your cuddles were everything. You were sleeping right next to me on that couch the night I changed my life, and you didn't even know it. You, your mom, and your dad are my why, and you will always be. I hope that one day when you're older, you know that you were part of it all from the very beginning. And to my dad, thank you for everything you did, for everything you gave me, and for everything you poured into me. I carry you with me every single day. I love you. As for my future, my goal is simple. I want to give back. I want to be the person for someone else that icstars and my family were for me. There are young people out there right now sitting on a couch, struggling, not knowing which way to turn. I want to be a light for them. I want to help others find their way into technology and realize that no matter where you come from, what obstacles you've faced, you have a place in this field. That's why I'm building something called Open Door Cyber, a space designed to protect, support people who aren't tech savvy and are vulnerable to scams. Simple tools, real guidance, and human support. So no one ever has to feel powerless or alone, because when you've been given an opportunity, it is your responsibility to turn around and extend the same opportunity to someone else. That is my mission. That is what I plan to do for the rest of my career.
Alrighty. We have Kyle Mertz. His one word is family, receiving the CISO award. Oh, Kyle.
Thank you for this award. It's been a long journey filled with laughs, cries, and love. Figuring out security risk with frequent penetration testing and urgent incident responses has always been among my favorite puzzles to piece together. In both my personal and professional life, I have worked on various puzzles with hundreds of teams and businesses. I learned to enjoy those difficult tasks at an early age. Sometimes it was solving puzzles with my mother or grandmother. Then it moved on to solving them with my own children. It was those times with the people who mattered most to me that I found the joy in solving puzzles. I truly enjoyed getting put on teams with complete strangers and bringing a unique piece to the puzzle, sharing the common goal to solve the same puzzle. A puzzle isn't easy to solve, especially if you don't have the box to go off of as a basis. When I get stuck on a certain part of the puzzle, I try a variety of ways to overcome it. Sometimes I would go work on a separate section, which sometimes led me back to the first section I came from. Sometimes I would have to walk away and clear my head, or just go get something to eat. These skills, unbeknownst to me, would become the foundation in which I would find a successful career. When I started my pivot towards a career in cybersecurity, I went to icstars with very little technology knowledge. The instructors didn't see a problem with that. Instead, they saw an individual with dreams, aspirations, and a drive to succeed. They didn't let the lack of IT knowledge get in the way of my career path. So why should I? The meanest thing they did was put us through Geek Week. They gave us a quick run of SQL and gave us 15 tasks due by the end of the week. The first day I was stuck. I sat there for 2 hours just staring at those puzzle pieces. Not being able to collaborate with my classmates really felt like I was left in a dark room. But I had something to guide me, my desire for a better life. It was like a candle lighting the way, helped me find my way out. Finally, I understood what my leads meant by use your resources. I started watching videos on Pluralsight and YouTube, determined to understand it. The next day during break, I learned that teammates were using AI to help them out, and at first I was hesitant. I grew up thinking calculators were cheating, so felt the same about AI. But I couldn't think of a quicker, more specific guide to accomplish my goals in the time allowed. It was one teammate, JC Gibbs, who mentioned he would have AI explain the code so a 5-year-old could understand it. With that, I understood I could just use AI to be my personal textbook. I went from having just a candlelight to light my way to having a flashlight. At first, it was like I was looking at a puzzle piece upside down. But then when I began to use AI, everything fell into place. Even though Geek Week was tough, we still had high tea, which was a nice change of pace. High tea was where we had experts sharing their journey with us while having tea. We even had a scout lead join us and explain his tips and tricks to getting kids to listen and execute instructions. Those teas really set in focus how life skills are applied not only to a certain role or business, but in every aspect of our day-to-day lives. A key life skill I picked up from those experiences was to give myself grace. We did an exercise where we practiced giving teammates advice on problems that we were going through. I never reflected on my own problems and rarely gave myself grace. My oldest son started basketball around the same time I started icstars. I would advise him that it's okay to miss shots. Jordan didn't make three-pointers the first time he picked up the ball. Yet, here I was struggling and doubting myself in my first attempt to success with IT. My advice to those who are starting something new is to be patient with yourself and give yourself the advice you'd give your loved ones. Another thing I picked up from the T's, my leads, my mentors, and my peers is that it's okay to fail. It's not okay to quit. During my free time, I focused my attention on earning a cybersecurity certificates, determined to provide the life my kids deserve. Even after icstars, I continued my education with Enterprise KC. I obtained several certifications, CompTIA Security Plus, CompTIA CYSA Plus, and GIAC Information Security Fundamentals. While I was working on my certificates, I got a job at the help desk at NAIC. There I worked my way from one role to another, eventually becoming a cybersecurity data analyst. After some time, I became project lead, where I had some of the most fun connecting with different teams. Task after task, my team showed up. I continued to challenge myself and learn penetration testing, which spurred my curiosity into becoming a cybersecurity architect. Then 10 years ago, Tyrone Watson Ferguson, who I met through icstars, reached out to me and suggested I apply for this current position. So Tyrone, I want to thank you for all your kind words of wisdom and advice. Speaking of people I want to thank my mother. Thank you for being my moral compass and number one fan. You always believed in me and supported me my whole life. I love you and thank you. Your cows are being delivered to your living room right now. I want to thank my father next. You have been a true leader and mentor. You took time after your own long days at work to coach soccer, cook dinner, and check my homework. On the weekends, you showed me how to change the oil in the car and how to take care of myself. Taught me all of that, as well as how to handle myself as a respectable man. I love you and thank you. I want to give a special thanks to my parents and loves. There's a lot I can say and a lot I have said. Quite simply, thank you guys for welcoming me into your family and giving not merely a chance, but your full support. At the drop of a hat, you guys never hesitated to assist us. So thank you. I love you guys. And last but certainly not least, my kids. You guys are my heart. I couldn't have asked for better kids. Had to ask for good grades a couple of times. Kimani, you are smart, strong, reserved, goofy, and perfectly unique. Thank you for always knowing what's right and wrong, and always standing up for what's right. Keaton, you are scary unique. You two have a great sense of morals, but it's your determination and dedication that is truly inspiring. Thank you for inspiring me to push myself to be better. Kylia, my beautifully unique baby girl. You are brave, resilient, and kind. You are never scared of new environments or adventures. When the boys hesitated, I couldn't hold you back. Thank you for being authentically you. Without you guys, I would have never been able to put my fears and doubts to the side, pushing myself to limits I didn't think I could reach. I love you and thank you. You guys weren't just my reason to succeed. You were my inspiration. In 2021, my kids lost their mother. I watched these kids pull themselves up and proceed to live their lives with one mission in mind, to make her proud. I tell you here and now, we have been proud of you guys since the first time we held you in our arms. When I first started my journey into IT, I wasn't just learning it for myself. I wanted to learn it so I could teach my kids a technical skill to give them a head start at success. Interviewing at icstars, I felt their deep connection with the community. It got me thinking about what impact I want to make for my community. Well, after the loss of my kid's mother, I started hearing more and more stories about kids losing their parents. So going forward, I will be starting a nonprofit IT class called Lorraine Logic to help give those kids a fighting chance. I encourage everyone to give back. There's nothing more rewarding. Thank you.
Up next, we have Elijah Millard. His one word is legacy, receiving the Human Systems Award.
Marked by today's date, less 25 years, I and a cohort of mine gathered in a room. We asked a question and laid forth a test. Can a dream be spoken into the world, take root, grow, and become the life you are standing in? At the end of my internship, I poured my heart and soul into a speech. I told everyone in a room where I would be standing today. I said I would be a loving father. I said I would have settled with the person I want to spend the rest of my life with. I said I would be working as an architect, converting legacy software systems with modern solutions. 25 years ago today, the groundwork was laid and the question was asked, do we have the agency to choose our own lives, to work the job we want to work, to spend time with the people we want to spend time with, to do what we want to do, to live how we want to live, to be free despite societal norms, despite economic pressure, and despite the self-doubt that spawns in our very own minds? Well, it's 2051 now, and here I am, receiving the Human Systems Award. And my message is simple. Dreams achieved and dreams kept differ via one critical variable: determination. What I'm trying to say is this. Yes, your dreams are spoken into existence, and yes, your dreams are born. They started 25 years ago, but dreams grow up fast. It takes a mere moment for them to learn how to walk. It takes seconds for them to learn how to run, and it takes minutes for them to grow wings and fly away from you. Your dreams, as we speak and as they were spoken, are already leaving you, and they've got a head start on you. You cannot let them get away. You must grab your dreams and chase them. And while you're running full sprint towards those dreams, you cannot stop creating new ones. That chase starts now and it lasts till death. 25 years ago today, we asked, can a dream so conceived be attained? Well, of course they can. I started 25 years ago as an intern who did not think they would be accepted in a technology training program. Upon commencement, I sought entry-level work at a bank, one that sat on a large warehouse of COBOL and legacy systems. I started at IT support. I built a portfolio of COBOL projects on my own time. I networked. I kept in touch with the project leaders working on the problems I wanted to solve, and I waited until something opened up that matched what I was after. I and the person and the companies that needed someone to drag their legacy systems into the future, I waited for them to need that opportunity. And when they finally could not say no, they gave me that role. And now here I am, waiting and looking for the person who hasn't been seen yet, looking after the system nobody bothered to learn. The idea that got left behind, I pick it up, I carry it higher, because leaving things lower than their highest possible potential feels like a waste I cannot live with. I teach when I know, I learn when I don't, and I build things that outlast the moment I'm standing in. My dream is that the principles of humanity, our broken femur, is not put to rest while we chase our dreams. My dream is simple. I want to experience a paradoxical existence of agency and powerlessness. I want to be a single ray of light for a photograph. I want to be the escapement gear or any small thing that moves the larger object. I dream of contributing to a larger self-sustaining system. My family, my friends, and my community. I dream of mattering to those around me. And before I finish my speech, it would be most unfitting and improper if I did not acknowledge those who got me standing where I am today. All righty, Mom. Here we go. Thank you so much, because you are the person that I can rely on always and every time I need support. You are the ground that I fall on when I'm knocked over. And in addition to that, you are also the springboard I use to bounce back up with. Dad, thank you for all the amazing lifelong lessons I will take with me, even the easy ones and the hard ones. Sam, thank you for reminding me that when I crash and burn spectacularly, at least one Millard will carry on a good legacy and will move forward. And Misty, thank you so much for your support. I can feel it through the live stream in the screen right now. Thank you. And to my cohort, thank you for being a safe space to learn and to make mistakes. Thank you all for sharing. I can't even express how valuable this information is to me, and I will take it with me for the rest of my life. We have a dream. Let our collective effort be the direct result of its actuation. Thank you.
All right. Up next, we have Fahim Wali Allah. His one word is patience, receiving the Patience and Resilience Award.
I'm going to go off script. Yeah, I've been thinking about it, and I'm just going to come from my heart uh, because I just feel more comfortable, or not even comfortable, but just it's better that I just come from my heart with this one. First, why patience and resilience? Because that's all that I have. Okay, I don't have anything in terms of myself, in terms of things that I've gained, material things that I've gained in life. I'm a 47-year-old man, and at this point in life, according to the script, I should have property, money, a lot of material gains and wealth, which I don't have. Uh, but I depend on my patience and my resilience. And that's just a couple of things amongst a few others, and that's also passion. And, uh, and to be honest, my courage has brought me this far. Yeah. Um, Obviously, I wish to thank the creator of my breath. Yeah, I'm breathing, and I don't know the inner workings of how I'm breathing. I just know that I'm breathing, and so I give thanks to that power that gives me breath, first and foremost. Secondly, I give thanks to I have siblings who have supported me throughout my journey. Yeah, who have supported me a lot. In fact, I wouldn't be here, or I would be here now, but I would be in a very uncomfortable position if it wasn't for them. Um, and last but not leastly, I wish to thank my family, my wife, and my children. If it wasn't for my wife and my kids, why am I putting much emphasis on them? Is because they respect me. They respect me a lot. In fact, um, at home is where I draw my source of strength because I'm respected so much by my family at home that, uh, man, it's just like a dream to me. Yeah. Uh, Even when, the times when I leave the house and I come home empty handed, I'm still respected. I don't receive any disrespect from my wife nor from my kids. Even when I leave the house and I come home with little, still the respect is there. Yeah. So, and at times, I come home with a lot, and it's still, the respect is just steady and it's there. So, in fact, I was speaking with one of my daughters today, and and she, I was telling her that, I'm going to get her there. I'm going to come home with this. I'm going to come home with that. Things that she likes, these little Debbie snacks and things like that. And she told me, yeah, I don't care what you come home with. I just want you to come home. Yeah. And that was just like a few hours ago. Yeah. And yeah, it really, you know, gave me strength and energy and just more life. And yeah. So I just want to say that uh, for me, everything starts at home. everything have always started at home. Um, I'm treated like a king at home, so I don't care about this world. I don't care about what I get or what I don't get because I'm treated as a king at home. So for me, I've won already. And, you know, and again, I want to say my family, they don't care what I bring home or what I don't come home with. So it really doesn't matter to me. Yeah. But as far as patience and resilience, I, I've been through a lot in my life, just like everyone. We all go through a lot, ups and downs. Um, there's been times where, um, you know, I've been without work, obviously, not being able to fully provide for my family. Um, and I could have done uh, some bad things, you know, to make ends meet. But back in the day, I could have done some bad things to make ends meet. Certainly not now, but over the years, I've learned that time is always, you know, just give things time, and remain disciplined, and eventually, uh, you know, life will work with you, and that's something that I've always lived by, and I've always, since learning that, coming full circle on that, I have always used patience as my wealth, you know, to get through everything. Um, and through being patient, I've learned discipline, and most importantly, I've learned to relax and just be calm, just relax, and not to jump and react. When something goes wrong, being quick to jump and change direction, change course, but to relax, stay calm, and just stay steady on the course and do what is necessary and what is required according to uh, you know, the vision, and things will eventually pan out into, or things eventually panned out into my favor. And I'm like, wow, this really works. And it has also helped me to, that patience have helped me to bounce back. Um, I've, I've had some serious losses in my life. I've lost a child before, yes. And it was that patience and resilience which helped me to bounce back from that loss. Uh, for example, I'm using that as an example because that was the most severe loss that I've experienced. Um, so yeah, patience and resilience, and also that passion, just having that passion for life. I really respect. I really have a high regard for my experiences. Yeah, I regard my experiences so much that I've learned to just stay out of the way and just observe, and you know, and just respect my experiences, and kind of know when and what to do at the time to do it. Um, since finishing icstars, I well, during my time at icstars, I really didn't know what I wanted to do. Yeah, I came into the program blindly. Um, again, uh, for me, it's really not necessary to know everything before making a move. Kind of just step out on faith, and I have that belief that, you know, the understanding or the knowledge will come as I go. And that's exactly what happened in the IC Stars program. I came in not really knowing what I wanted to do, but once I came coming out on the other side, I've learned that my fit was in finance or fintech. Yeah. Um, I have a background in media, music in particular, and also in some film. Yes, my wife and I, we have a media company. She does the film side, I do the music side. I've done the research and I've learned about how I could merge the two, fintech and media, together in supporting independent music artists and also independent filmmakers and securing funding for their projects and also tracking their revenue through fintech technology. So I got into banking once I finished IC Stars so I could learn more about finance and the rules and regulations behind how money moves. I got a teller position. Most bottom position in getting in was a teller, and that's how I got in. Yes, from there, I've learned about the rules and regulations of money and how it moves. This bank that I got in with, it's called Lead Bank. Some of you may know it. It's just down the street. Lead Bank is they work very close with different fintech startups. Yes, so through my employment with Lead Bank, I was introduced to several fintech entrepreneurs, and I connected with them to learn more about fintech and how it merges or how the traditional banks are used as on the back end of fintech technology. Also, as I was doing my employment work on that side, I also connected with Caleb Vision. He's one of our alumni here, Cycle 5 or 4? Cycle 3, I'm sorry. And he taught me how to use Python. Yes, Python is a necessary tool that I've used in building fintech software. And also, I took some additional online courses to learn SQL. Yes, I was introduced to SQL through the Geek Week program. I felt like I was introduced to SQL. You know, it was a bad introduction. Let me just say that. And I said, let me introduce myself, let's have a relationship with SQL on my own terms. And that's what I decided to do. And so I really developed my skills in SQL and Python and I wouldn't say mastered, but I'm a whole lot better now than I was years ago in both programs. And with both programs, it's helping me, or it has helped me to run the software and also keep track of the data that these independent artists need in order to receive their revenues correctly, accurately, and in a timely manner. And later on in my career, I decided to become a consultant for the independent creatives, and it's something that I currently do worldwide. Um, I just decided to move internationally with it, both virtually and in real time, because I'm just not as old as I am. I'm just not the type of man to sit still in one place. I got to be moving, and the best way I know how to move is globe trotting. Yeah. So as far as my future is concerned, I just want to continue being a grandfather and slow down and stay at home and consult from home and just be a granddaddy and take care of my grandbabies. Yeah. So I appreciate everyone and thank you for the award.
Okay, lastly, we have Paige Walters. Her one word is impact, receiving the Uncommon Impact Award.
I really love how you did that from the heart, Fahim. I wish I could do that, but I'm going to probably look down the whole time and read off this paper. So thank you. Standing here in 2051, looking out at this room, I am deeply humbled. The Uncommon Impact Award isn't about me. It's about a simple choice. The choice is to stop waiting for permission to make things better. I used to think I needed to be someone before I could help someone. I thought I needed the right title or the perfect resume, but I've learned that impact is a flywheel. It starts small. It starts wherever you're standing. Whether I was behind a bar slinging drinks or in a boardroom directing programs, my goal was the same. Wow, don't wait for the right title. Just be in the service in the right moments. Whew. The road here was not always so clear. Many of you see my smile today. What am I talking about? But there was a phase in my life where I let the world change my smile. I hit a wall of burnout that was twofold. First, as a young caregiver for adults with neuromuscular diseases, the mental weight of losing my friends felt too heavy to carry. I retreated into a shell of fierce independence, a limiting belief that I had to be strong enough to do it all alone so I wouldn't be a burden. Without a plan B for med school and feeling unclear how to pick myself up from camp, I started working dead-end jobs because I was afraid of failing something that mattered to me again. Jumping from retail roles to hospitality kept the lights on, but continued to dull my deeper spark. Bartending reintroduced me to my own voice and reminded me how being myself is the path to making powerful changes for the world around me. But late nights and strenuous physical work behind the bar led to an equally intense physical burnout. I was desperate for change and support again. In 2026, icstars did not just give me my leadership skills back, they made my mind a safe space again. They challenged the root of my isolation. My cohort showed me the power of yet. We are all a work in progress. Then came the power of and. My peers taught me how I could help myself and others at the same time. I realized that trying not to need anyone was actually the least effective way to help everyone. I remembered what I knew back when I was a 17-year-old camp counselor. Leaning on those who had more experience than me wasn't a weakness, it was a multiplier. That's why my Cycle 6 visionaries are here tonight. 25 years later, still cheering me on and multiplying the impacts we make together. Yeah, right. That realization changed everything and opened the door back into a world rooted in genuine purpose. Enterprise KC gave me a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity as the World Cup user journey intern. Preparing Kansas City for the world's largest event brought my entire range of skills back to the table. Bridging technology gaps for international mega fans and building partnerships in our city paved the way for my much later in life pivot from med school. New and old connections came together to find my place in the nonprofit sector once and for all. Managing projects for vital civic organizations turned into directing programs for larger communities. What started as a high schooler's knack for hanging out with kids in wheelchairs fully blossomed into creating positive change through intentional design. Now I'm back where I started, working with the people who know me best, serving a mission that has always driven my purpose. Today I work alongside Josh Molina to steward systems that empower young adults and families impacted by muscular dystrophy. We don't just run programs or events. We find ways to make meaningful memories and empower literal independence. It's always been about who I'm doing it for and with. Coming back to the work with LT, that's Josh, has made this rocky path getting here worth every step along the way. And for that, the whole reason I wrote this speech was to take the time to thank LT tonight. He has always been the guiding force behind what I do. We have been friends since 2011 and co-workers for the last 10. He understands my deep why is to serve at my highest potential, or at least aim for it. and he's never given up on me trying to figure out what that really means. He sees my fears and takes the time to make sure the anxiety doesn't win the battle. He is always willing to give feedback and, most importantly, say the hard things out loud. This is so much harder than I expected. He sees where many hands make light work, and he is always willing to lighten the load. As an only child in this very big world, LT has made sure I'm never alone. While he's always striving to be better with grace himself, he continues to teach me how to take care of myself and others like he can better than anyone I've ever met. As the executive director of Empowered KC, LT has always carried the team on his back, and I will forever be grateful that he asked me to keep helping. I've always believed people come into our lives for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. My challenge to us all tonight is this: treasure every person you meet as a gift. Don't wait until you feel ready to lead. Vulnerability is the ultimate leadership skill. When you allow yourself to be helped, you give others the gift of being of service. Together, we are far more than enough. Thank you.
That was amazing, everyone. Give yourselves a round of applause. I will tell you, for those of you who don't know me, welcome. I'm Shamika Hogan. I get the privilege of leading icstars Kansas City. Those were amazing. I didn't have the opportunity to start the cycle with many of you, but to hear your vision for yourself is a reminder for me that the work we do matter, because it's so important for you to be able to see yourself there in order to accomplish it. So to hear you all pour your hearts into that, it really touched me deeply. I'm always back there like trying to dry my eyes and look away. It's deeply moving, because it takes a village to do this, and to see the people that come behind you that showed up for you online or in person, or the friendships you made, and you feel like they have become a community. You only need one person to believe in you, and that's you. If you believe it, you can accomplish it. I am a testament of that. Been a young girl from the east side of Kansas City, and I stand here leading an organization. So you can do all things if you believe in yourself. And I think that is the underlining message I want to leave you all with, that if you believe it, you truly can accomplish it. But you have to believe, and you have to do the work. Faith without work is dead. And if you don't put in the work to start moving, you won't accomplish it. And if you don't start taking steps towards it, you won't accomplish it. So you can't just believe it. You have to start laying the steps forward. So I have faith in you all that you're going to do amazing things, because you took your first step and you bet on yourself. You bet on a program you weren't exactly sure of, but yet you're here, and you were one of the few that continue to push forward and to push yourself towards excellence. So at icstars, we believe in excellence, and we believe you all are going to be excellent. So with that, we conclude the night. Please take some snacks to go, and we'll see you all at commencement next week. Have a good night, everybody.